Market movements across the Americas paint a stark picture of investor sentiment as major indices in the United States, Canada, and Latin America largely saw red. The Dow Jones Industrial Average took a sharp tumble, dropping 696.75 points or 1.63%, mirroring similar declines in the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, each shedding over 1.5%. These losses suggest persistent concern over inflationary pressure and the Federal Reserve's potential tightening measures. Canada indices also struggled, with the S&P TSX Composite failing and falling to 1.22%, reflecting pressures in the energy and financial sectors. Meanwhile, Brazil Bovespa Index suffered one of the steepest decline, plummeting 924.08 points, likely tied to falling commodity prices or domestic political uncertainties. In contrast, Chile's S&P IPSA offered a rare bright spot, climbing 0.17% with a modest gain of 11.54%. This may reflect local market optimism or robust performance in sectors specific such as mining. As for Mexico, the S&P BMV IPC saw a drop of 0.42%, adding to the overall downtrend across the continent. The market are navigating a volatile environment driven by macroeconomic uncertainties, geopolitical tensions, and fluctuation in the commodity markets. Investors are advised to remain cautious as the week progresses, with a close watch on policy announcement and economic data releases that could further sway market momentum. The ETF landscape today showcases divergent strategies as investors navigate turbulent market conditions. Notably, the Direxion daily S&P 500 bear 3x shares led the pack among gainers, up 4.53%, signaling a significant shift toward bearish bet on the broader S&P 500. The align with decline is major indices, reflecting increased hedging activity amid fear of economic slowdown and monetary tightening. Conversely, the Direxion daily semiconductor bull 3x shares plummeted 7.02, illustrating waning confidence in the semiconductor sector. This may be tied to broader concern about tech earnings or supply chain disruptions impacting chipmaker, a critical sector for global markets. Mainstream ETF like the SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust were not spared, dropping 1.53% as investors sought refuge in defensive assets. Leveraged tech plays also faced steep decline, with the Pro share Ultra Pro QQQ failing to 4.77%, highlighting the ongoing struggles of the high-growth Nasdaq-heavy sectors. Interestingly, the Pro shares Ultra Pro Short QQQ rose 4.88%, signaling the investors are increasingly placing bet against tech stock as macroeconomic headwinds persist. Today, ETF movement saw a market deeply polarized by uncertainty. Bullish strategy faltered while inverse and defensive funds gained traction, underscoring the cautious stance of investor. With the week still underway, the focus will likely remain on macro data and earning reports that could either bolster or further erode confidence in equities.